like, okay, I'm gonna hang off it. So when it comes, I'll know what to do. I didn't hear anything as she post on her business page that she's restocking lip gloss. So I text her since and I'm like, girl, what's happening? I haven't heard any updates. Oh, my shipment got lost at sea. I was like, what?
You know what did she? Hi guys, it's your girl Queen Jojo again. Welcome to another episode of What's Your Story right here on Unity Live Radio. And you know, if you miss it here on Unity Live Radio, you can head right over to Queen Jojo. That's my YouTube channel to subscribe and watch. With me, of course, you know, I love to have the ladies on who just repping and owning their own business, entrepreneurs, just doing their own thing. I'm always so very excited to have them, and it's no different this afternoon, this episode. Her name is Keena Jackson, and she is the owner and operator of, I'm going to get it right, Keena, don't say it to me. It is Pretty Rose JA. See them, get it. But Keena is going to be telling me her story and, you know, just why she started the business. I absolutely love, especially because I think I see men all the time talking about their business, but I love when women and young girls just say, you know what, I'm going to boss up. I'm not going to wait on anybody. I'm going to start a business for myself and make my own money. Welcome to What's His Story, Keena. How are you today?
Hi, everybody. I am very good. I'm very good today. And my name is Keena Jackson, as what she just introduced me as. And it has been a journey in entrepreneurship. Not easy, not as easy as what I expected and what people had made it seem.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not as easy as how it sounds. YouTube make it sound nice. I know the 6 figures for the year, but actually everything starts from scratch. You're not going to just start and then make the big money right away.
Right. I'm glad you brought saying entrepreneurship is not all that it's cracked up to be. It's not this simple 1, 2, 3 step that is you're gonna make money um right off the bat. So tell me your journey to becoming an entrepreneur.
So entrepreneurship was not something that I've actually thought about since I was, well, it was when I was in grade 10, that was in 2017. And I had a friend that started her own business. And I was like, wow, she's so brave and very courageous to start it. I was like, you know what? I respect that and I like that about her. So I started to attach myself with her more because I wanted to emulate the type of personality, just everything about her, and just the courage because I didn't have it and I just didn't see myself doing it.
Right.
And, like I saw seeing her grow motivated me to start. So I went overseas in 2017 this summer. I went overseas and I was with my sister. And I was like, you know what? I want to start a business because my sister owns a business. Mm-hmm. And I want to start a business, but I don't know what I want to sell.
Okay.
And then she's like, you need to figure out what you want. And I was like, I was there contemplating the whole summer. All right, what do I want to sell? She's been giving me ideas, and I'm like, no. So she said, okay, since you're so complacent, I'm going to give you something to sell when you go back home. She gave me some bundles of hair to sell, and trust me, I don't like hair. I don't have a passion for hair. Hair was just not for me. Okay. So I came down the September and I was like, you know what? Since you give it to me, might as well sell it because I need to give her back her money.
Right.
Here, advertising the hair, and I was getting a lot of customers, and I was like, the money is good, but I just don't have a passion for it. It
Right.
bores me. It
Mm-hmm.
literally bored. It literally was just boring for me. Seeing the hair just it
Yeah.
wasn't. I didn't have a passion for it.
Right.
So the September came down and I brought down the hair. I brought down over 10 bundles, and by December everything was sold out for somebody first time doing it.
Right.
So like she was like, "Oh, that's good, Keena. That's very good. That means you can start here." I was like, "No, this is just not for me. The money is good, but at the same time, I don't like it. I don't see myself doing it, and I don't know anything about here."
Mm-hmm.
So what I realized that when you're selling something, you're supposed to know about the product. Well, me, I was selling the hair and I never knew nothing about it. So I sold it out. It was sold off, and I was like, my customers were texting me, "Oh, when are you going to get back the hair?" I'm like, you know what? I am no longer going to do here because my calling is somewhere else, but I just don't know where it is as yet.
Right.
And he's like, okay. After the summer, I went into grade 11, finished my C6, still didn't know what to do. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I just didn't discover what I really wanted to do.
Right.
So the same friend that really motivated me and really made me want to really do it, because it was in my back of my mind, but I was like, okay, sure, for entrepreneurship I go. More money. Entrepreneurship is not a surety say I'll give you the money. So it wasn't really on my list. So the January came and I was like, I finally know what I wanted to do. I wanted to start selling a lip gloss. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay. But my friend was doing lip gloss and I was like, I can't do this. And then when I was talking to my sister, she was like, Keena, everything that I tell you everything that I suggest you said that your friend is already doing it. So man, if you watch your friend, you won't be doing anything.
Right.
And I was like, no, she's my friend, and I really, really appreciate the relationship that we have, and I don't want to jeopardize it. And she's like, okay. She shrugged it off basically. And I was like, oh my God, I want to start selling lip gloss. And then here she came, she was selling the lip. When I wanted to tell her that I wanted to sell lip gloss, she started selling it. And I was like, how am I going to tell her that I wanted to start selling lip gloss? Because I was helping her in her business, as in distributing. So it was as if I stole it from her.
And it's envious, and yes, I understand. So what did you do?
So I was like, you know what, I have enough. I'm gonna say, you know what, contemplating about it about a month or 2 months. I was like, you know what, might as well just get it off of my chest. So I called her and I was like, I want to start a business, but what I want to start, you're already doing it, and I don't want it to feel as if I'm trying to compete with you, or that I'm jealous about you or of your business. And she's like, oh, what do you want to sell? And I said, I want to start selling lip gloss. She's like, oh, you can do it, man. Can you tell me? I don't see anything wrong with that. So I got the green lights. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go about it because I had the money. So she texts me. I said to her, I didn't know, naive of me, I did not know how to make lip gloss. I did not research for myself. So I was like, can you teach me how to make lip gloss? Like when I'm thinking about it, how can I ask somebody to teach me their recipe, their remedy, their way of making lip gloss? So I asked her, and she was like, oh, she's restocking now, and I can give her the money and she buy the supplies for me. Because I'm like, okay, she's well established, might as well I give her the money, and she's my friend and I trust her. The Saturday we talked about it, the same day I took out the money. I think it was $15,000 I had, and I gave it to her. And I was like, yes, I was so excited. So yes, I finally got start something because I have a passion for it. Gave her the money. And I gave her the money, and I was sending her ideas of what I can do. And then she was suggesting that we could be partners. And I was like, even more happy, because imagine I don't know what I'm going to do and I'm going to make money. So I gave her the money, and she said that we can be partners. Remember, before I gave her the money, she said we could be partners and everything. So I was okay with that. Gave her the money. Started sending her ideas, seeing that we're partners. And I was going to school the following Monday, and I was so excited to share with my friends that I was to start a business. She's going to let me know that I should not let anybody know that I am a part of the business. And so I'm like, what do you mean by that? Mr. What you mean by it? Because that kind of shocked me. What do you mean by I'm not a part of it? She said she started her business on her own, and she doesn't want me to be like everybody knows her and the business. She doesn't want nobody to know about me and her.
You, right? Okay.
So she's like, oh, more like a silent partner. So I was like, So I was like, why didn't you tell me this before I gave you the money? I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of your business. I just wanted to buy the stuff, give it to me, and I'll do it myself.
Right.
Gave her the money in January. February was my birthday. I was like, okay, by my birthday, I'm going to get it. I don't hear anything much from her. And I'm like, since I gave you the money, it's like, you're not, it's like, I don't, she's like, she's being very strict towards me. And I was like, why are you I'm like to myself, why is she behaving like this? Why is she doing this? And then I started to realize her behavior towards me. And I was like, really no? So this would happen. This is what our friendship came down to. So I wasn't hearing anything from her. I remember that I was helping her in terms of delivery.
Right.
And I am there assisting her, but yet still I'm not hearing anything about what we have together. So I told her that I texted her and I was like, you know what? I'm not hearing anything from you. So what's the update?
In regards to your money.
And what's the update? Because I'm not hearing anything. It's no February. The February is no ending. So what's happening? My birthday passed. What's happening? And before my birthday, I was like to my mommy, you know, mommy, I think something is going on with her, but I don't want to assume. But can you buy me this for my birthday? So I let my mother buy extra ingredients that I didn't need to spend because I wanted to start on my own and see what I can do to improve.
Right.
I got my mother, the stuff that the birthday present that my mother bought me came before her stuff.
Right.
And I started to practice and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang off it. So when it comes, I'll know what to do. I didn't hear anything as she post on her business page that she's restocking lip gloss. So I text her since time. I'm like, girl, what's happening? I haven't heard any updates. Oh, my shipment got lost at sea. I was like, what?
You know what did she say? What happened to your shipment?
Got lost at sea. And that was on one of the stuff. And then the other one, I was like, okay, then that means they will have to refund me that one. So how about the other one? Oh, when I was ordering it, I forgot some information, so they didn't send it. So I'm like, okay. Right at that point, I was like, okay, it doesn't make. I remember that I was watching her and I was watching her behavior. So I was like, okay, I was over it. I'm like, okay, you can just give me back my money then. Simple. And then I text her and say, you can bring me back the money now. She's like, she's giving me the runaround. So I'm like, okay, I need back the money. Remember that we were friends and I was helping her out. And because I started to realize her intentions towards me, so whenever I came out to distribution and her products, I was distributing it the same way, but I wasn't promoting it anymore because I just didn't see the need of doing that when we have some issue. And then we had a group with her and others, and she was sending messages in the group. Indirectly, I know it was me she was speaking about, but I didn't want to address it in the group because who am I to address it? But I knew deep down it was me. So I'm like, okay, I realized how you're treating me, and you're indirect before you come to me face to face and talk to me, you're just behaving that way. So the day she came and she gave me the money, you know what this girl literally did? She literally, you know when you fling something to somebody and they never catch it, just drop. She just walk off. I'm like, you know what? I said, no, Mr. God, thanks. Yeah. I said, thank you. At least I know my friends and who is really for me.
Right. So all of this happened now. You get back your money, thank God. You know, you got back your money and you have some ingredients because your mom purchased some ingredients. When did you say, all right, no, I'm going to start the business. I'm going to put it out there. You have the name and everything. When did you start and what was the response from person?
So that day when I got back the money, I went inside and I ordered everything. I ordered my money finished, done the money, no budget, just done the money. Got the ingredients, made it, and I did not sell. I made a loss. I'm being really honest. I made a loss. I sold some lip gloss, but it wasn't enough, and I made a loss. And I realized that during that loss that I made, I knew what I could do better and how to promote myself better. So before the name Pretty Rose JA, I was actually Island Rose JA. So that following summer, because most summers I would be overseas, so that following summer I went overseas and I started to prepare myself, prepare my the groundwork, redesigning my logo, doing a full rebrand. I created I got the logo created by a graphic designer, spent money. I got the logo printed, spent money again. Time to register the business. So you know that in order to register your business, you have to put down the name. They have to ensure that the name is not taken already.
Right.
So I put down the name. It came back that somebody had it. I was like,
that was Island Rose?
Yes. So I was like, hold on. When I came up with the name, nobody had it. And now I am trying to build with that name. And finally, my that I bought everything that said Island Rose. And now to find out that somebody has it. So I was like, you know what? It's like everywhere I turn, it's like a door is just being slammed in my face.
Right.
I'm like, is this really for me? Is this really for me? Because it's like God has shown me sign and say, yo, it's not for you, so stop it. And I decided that I didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, you know, too much obstacles to jump over. And I was like, and then I started seeing other things, and I'm like, you know, why am I giving up? And I came this far. Why give up now? So my sister and I were contemplating on names, and then we came up with, because my niece's middle name is Rose. And then she's like, oh, Rose is her pretty. So I was like, okay, Pretty Rose J.A. So that name could be used. So I think before I ordered anything with Pretty Rose J.A., I make sure I know if nobody have the name. Because I didn't want to make that mistake again, and nobody had it. So I reserved the name, and when I came, I registered the name. When it came out that nobody had it, I registered at the same time, because we just never want to get into that conflict anymore. And ever since branching off on my own, I realized I'm learning a lot from it, learning a lot more about myself, and that it's oftentimes the strangers that support you more than your friends and family.
Yes.
The most. When I fully opened my business, I was like sending it to my friends, and I thought just posting it on Instagram was it. And then I realized that my customers were not my friends, nor my
not even your family. No, it is complete strangers. Yes.
I'm like, they're giving me their money, they don't even know me. I'm like, you know what? And then I realized that it's just really strangers that support you more than how your friends and family. Right. I was attending an all-girls school. I was in classes with a lot of, an all-girls school. I was in a class, and every time I went to class, I always talked about my business, and everybody knew I was selling lip gloss.
Right. One of the lessons that I learned when starting my own businesses is that your customers will not necessarily be your friends and your family. They might just not truly have an interest in your product, and you should never ever rely on your family or your friends to make your business successful. It would be great if they would support it. It would be awesome if your friends would share, even if they're not purchasing anything, just share your product, share your show, share your t-shirt, share your clothes, whatever it is. But in the little experience that I've gained, you learn, do not rely on your friends or your family to promote your business or expect them to make your business successful. It's going to take work on your part and promoting it to persons that don't know you any at all. You stand a better chance of having a successful business.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense to get upset with them, because when I started, I would feel it some type of way, but as I grew, I realized that it doesn't make sense to be upset at them.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you know what you really want, and the main thing that I keep telling people, if you don't have a passion for it, don't do it.
Don't do it. I couldn't agree more. So Pretty Rose JA is available. The name is available. You're ready now. Put everything together. What we, how is it now that, and have how long ago did you start Pretty Rose JA, and how is it going right now?
So officially, Pretty Rose JA started last year, January. So it's been a year since I started Pretty Rose JA. And
Mm-hmm.
it has been pretty, I've learned a lot from it. I've learned more about myself and just about promoting myself and just realizing my passions because going to school, I always wanted to be an accountant. And now doing my business, I'm like, you know what? Because I'm still going to school for, I started university last year. I'm in my first year actually.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 20, just turned
Okay.
20.
Okay.
So I am juggling UE, my
And
business. I help out with children. I have to juggle all of these things together. And I'm currently doing some experience in learning, in getting more experience towards accounting. Because you know when you finish you're going to need experience and need.
right.
I gave myself my ultimatum that after I finish UA, my business is supposed to grow because I'm not necessarily going to do accounting. Because right now I don't feel like I want to do it full time. I just want my business to grow. In the meantime, I'm attending school. So it's a plan B for me, but plan A is my business.
Right. And nothing is wrong with having more than one income stream, and nothing is wrong with having more than one thing doing. So, and one of the greatest thing is that you're an accountant, so that is going to help you in your business. If you're all about your business, that is going to assist you greatly when it's accounting and your business. I wish, I had some knowledge of that, because if you don't have any knowledge of accounting, you're going to have to get an accountant, and that's money that you're going to spend. So you're good to go in that department. So you are a US student, you're working, and you have your own business. What would you say is one of the greatest challenges for you right now? Being 20 years old. I remember when I was 20, I had no thought of owning my own business. I didn't even know what I want. Kudos to you, Keena, for knowing exactly what you want to do, for knowing, where your passion lies, and understanding that if you're not passionate about something, it makes no sense to invest your time in it, your efforts, your money in it. So, it's awesome to hear a 20-year-old say, hey, I wasn't passionate about it, so I decided not to do it anymore. I am so happy for you guys, because at that age, I'm like, you do what you have to do. But kudos to you guys. Um, so what is your greatest challenge now? Trying to balance all of that, because I know for sure school is not easy, and it's your first year and it's brand new to you. So tell me how you juggling. What is your greatest challenge, and how are you balancing it?
So my greatest challenge is time management because remember that I'm a full-time student and sometimes like by the time you finish your courses each day, you realize that oh you have an assignment to do or you have some exam coming up. So by the time you study, you prepare yourself for that and it's over with, you're like, okay, where's the time for me? Because you start doing other things and keep on forgetting about yourself and your
Right.
self-care, and then you forget about the business. Oh,
Right.
I have a course in about a month now. You're not being consistent in other areas because you're fully in terms of school.
Right.
I am pivoting that experience because I am going to properly time. I've had a timetable now. I've set out a timetable for myself, including business time and everything else incorporated in it, so
Right.
I can better help myself.
Right.
But the most rewarding thing about entrepreneurship is that you made somebody feel good. It's not about the money for me. Actually, it's not really about. It's not about the money. Yes, the money is good, but it's not about the money. It's about making someone else feel better about themselves, or somebody feeling appreciative of what somebody might get them or themselves from me. So at
Right.
the same time, I don't really. It's not my business. My business is not solely around the money. because anybody can get money either the legal way or the legal way. So it's about making a difference in someone's
Right.
life.
It's about having an impact, really. And it's a beautiful name. Pretty Rose J is a beautiful name. And I'm so proud of you, Keena, being so young, knowing exactly what you want and working towards it, because it's easy to say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, but in applying yourself, putting in the work is a whole nother conversation and a whole nother situation. And there are a lot of young persons like yourself and persons my age and older who, they want to do things, but they are not making any effort. They're not moving. They're not doing anything to achieve whatever goals they have in mind. So I'm really, proud of you. And that story that you told me, thank you so much for the laugh today. I really needed it. It's just great that you have overcome those challenges, and while you still have, challenges ahead, I'm happy that you are open to the challenge and you're open to doing the work, because that's what it takes to be successful. You have to be open to doing the work and you have to be consistent. Consistency is key in anything and everything that you're doing. There are going to be times, like you said, the first time you started this business, you made a loss. You spent $15,000 and you did not make it, you didn't make that back. So the fact that you're still doing it goes to show that in being consistent, you can be successful. So kudos to you on your entrepreneurial journey, and kudos to you on your school education journey too. It's important to have that. Education is key. Is key. No matter what is happening, if you have that to fall back on, that's important. So all the best to you. Before we go, where can they find you? How can they contact you? And do you have a website?
So you can contact me through Instagram or WhatsApp. For my Instagram is Pretty Rose Pretty, PrettyRoseja on Instagram. You can also call our WhatsApp at 876-217-1107. And in terms of our website, it's supposed to be launching by the end of this month, hopefully, because that comes in another extra expense and time. But it will be launched before May, before the end of May, between end of April to May, but it will be launched this year, because I think websites are very, very important. It is a very way more professional, way more important, because you can track everything through the website, the invoices. So by the time you're supposed to file for your taxes, you know exactly where this went to. Because I filed my taxes this year and it was pretty hectic because I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
But you have to, if you're truly, what I always tell people, if you truly have a passion for something, you should do it. And don't listen to other people that fully endorse entrepreneurship and say, oh, quit your 9 to 5 because 9 to 5 is slavery. If don't give up shorty for unsurety.
That's what you actually answered the last question I was about to ask you. I wanted you to, for persons your age or anybody who's considering becoming an entrepreneur, what advice would you give them? And you basically just did. Research is important, it's key, and do not give up your 9 to 5 for something that you haven't even started. You haven't seen anything happening just yet. You can start the business while you're working and see where it goes from there. So once again, Keena Jackson, thank you so much for being a part of What's Your Story. That definitely was an interesting story, and you have your years ahead of you. So all the best on your journey with your business and school and life. All right, take care now.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Is there anybody you want to big up before you go?
Big up my mother, big up my sister, big up all my supporters and my potential supporters, and big up yourself for having me on your platform, because it's my first interview, and hopefully in the future there will be definitely be more. So
of course. I'm glad I was your first Keena. Take care now. Bye.
bye.
So that was Keena Jackson sharing her story of how her business started. What a roller coaster, people. You can imagine me give you my money and you tell me, say, my items them last I see. What kind of story is that? It's definitely an interesting one. Thanks again, Keena, for being a part of What's the Story today. It is so awesome when you see young persons just pursuing their dreams, their goals, their aspiration, and putting in the work, identifying where they're going wrong and doing what they need to become successful. That's what this story is all about. Just sharing ordinary everyday person's story and letting you know that you too can do it. There's absolutely nothing that is impossible. There's absolutely nothing that you can't do if you put in the work and if you're consistent and it's something that you're passionate about. I love that Keena shared that passion is so important. Many of us are doing things that makes us so unhappy and we basically waste our lives doing things that does not serve us and is not our purpose. So take your time today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd love to share your story, whatever it is, you might not own a business, but you've overcame some sort of challenge in your life, or somebody that has overcame some sort of challenge in their life, feel free to send me a message at 876-897-5173, or you can find me on Instagram at Queen Jojo Restored, or you can go over to my YouTube channel. No, not or. Head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to Queen Jojo. That's where you'll find me. You'll see all of my What's Your Story interviews that I've done so far. Thank you so much for tuning in also to Unity Live Radio. Big ups to yourself. Remember, you can go over to Google or the Apple Store to download the Unity Live Radio app to listen to me every single Tuesday right now at 12 noon. The time change thing, saving, daylight saving, all kind of, all the things switch up. I spring in us. So it's no longer 1 p.m. right now. It is 12 noon in Jamaica and 6 p.m., excuse me, in the UK. Thanks again, guys, so much for listening to What's Your Story, and thank you so much for the support. Big up on yourself. Have a wonderful day and night, depending on where you are. Bye now.